I once said something very harsh to someone. I told him, if you keep living like this, you'll stay poor forever. He got really angry. His eyes widened. Then he said calmly, wait and see. I laughed. To me, he was just a professional lazy person, waking up late, scrolling on his phone, postponing everything, complaining about life. In short, a person who didn't seem to have any future at all. But a few years later, something completely unexpected happened. One day, he came back to see me, not as a lazy man, but as a successful person. And from that moment, I started asking myself, is it possible that lazy people sometimes succeed in ways we never expect? Maybe he succeeded because of fantasy. Yes, fantasy. Isn't that what we usually say? When a lazy person suddenly becomes successful, we assume it must be luck. Or maybe they were simply dreaming too big. In our logical worldview, life should follow a simple formula. Hardworking people succeed, lazy people fail. A very simple equation, but real life rarely follows simple equations. Sometimes the people who look relaxed, even a little lazy, end up discovering smarter ways to work. Meanwhile, hardworking people often stay busy doing things that don't really matter. Sometimes the hardworking person is busy digging a hole, while the lazy person is trying to invent a machine to dig it. The hardworking person works harder. The lazy person asks different questions. How can I do this with less effort? And without realizing it, that question often leads to innovation. Maybe imagination is not always foolish. Sometimes imagination is simply the brain searching for an easier path. There is something interesting about lazy people. They dislike unnecessary effort. And strangely enough, that can be an advantage. Lazy people often ask one simple question. Is there an easy way to do this? At first, it sounds like an excuse. But in many situations, it becomes the beginning of efficiency. Hardworking people sometimes repeat the same method simply because that's how it always has been done. Lazy people look for shortcuts. If a task must be repeated every day, a hardworking person might simply keep doing it. But a lazy person might think, why not automate it? In the world of technology, that mindset can be extremely valuable. Many innovations begin with a simple desire to reduce effort. Ironically, the desire to avoid unnecessary work often leads to systems that make work far more efficient. In the age of AI, laziness has taken on a new form. In the past, lazy people simply didn't work. Today, lazy people can work, but in completely different ways. Technology has made many tasks easier. Writing, designing, analyzing data. Artificial intelligence can assist with all of these things. The real issue is not the technology itself. The real issue is how people use it. Some people use AI to avoid thinking. Others use AI to accelerate their ideas. The difference is subtle but important. Modern laziness often comes from comfort. Everything is instant. Everything is fast. But for creative people, technology becomes a powerful tool. A single person today can produce work that once required an entire team. And sometimes laziness leads to a powerful question. How can technology do this for me? When that question is answered well, laziness can transform into productivity. There is something else that often triggers change in people, not motivation, not inspiration, but mockery. When someone is underestimated, something inside them often wakes up. Ego, pride, the desire to prove people wrong. For someone who has been living comfortably, a single insult can ignite a small fire inside them. Wait and see. It's a simple sentence, but behind it lies a challenge. Many people have potential, but never feel the need to use it until someone doubts them. Sometimes our biggest enemy is not laziness, but the lack of reason to change. Mockery creates that reason. It creates conflict, and conflict often fuels transformation. So can lazy people succeed? Sometimes yes, but not because of laziness itself. It happens because of how they think about effort. Some lazy people simply postpone their lives. Others use their laziness to search for better ways of doing things. And maybe the real difference comes down to one question. Does laziness make us sleep longer, or does it make us think deeper?